having digital conversations. In today's interview, I'm talking to Phillip Di Bella, founder and coffee connoisseur at Di Bella Coffee. Phillip started Di Bella with only $5,000 and has recently sold to Retail Food Group for $47 million. Now that's a lot of zeros. I'm going to talk to Phillip today about how he's used social and digital platforms to help build the Di Bella brand into the household name it is today, and how new technologies will impact on the growth of the business. Hi Phillip.
Hi, how are you?
Great to be here and great to be talking to you. So let's just go back and talk about where it's all started. So you guys started in 2002, right?
Correct.
So when you launched Di Bella, did you have a clear strategy in place as to how you were going to reach the end goal, or did you just wing it?
No, look, there was 1,000 coffee players in the market when I came in 2002. So if I just winged it, I wouldn't be sitting where I am today. That's for sure. But look, we had a clear strategy. We took companies that had great product and didn't have a service offering. We looked at companies that had good service but didn't have good product.
Yep.
We took companies that had good brand but didn't have good product. And we sort of built this perfect model. So we culled it right down to building a coffee company that would be known for great, consistent quality product. A company that would be, placed at the forefront of a specialty brand and be known for exceptional quality in everything that it did. And then we brought in the McDonald's theory of making sure that we did everything consistently, so that people knew exactly what they were going to get when they dealt with and engaged with the Di Bella brand.
Excellent. Okay. So I know that your positioning is very much around that crop to cup, which is about bringing beans directly from manufacturers overseas. So what digital tools did you use to spread that message about crop to cup when you launched it?
Yeah, look, well, it's the whole crop to cup started around our values, and
Yep.
and our values of being passionate and accountable and consistent and all the rest of it really came into play. And our vision was the ultimate coffee experience. In order to explain our digital platform and the way we went about it, we had to make sure that we could take what our values were in our vision and make that tangible to the consumer.
Yep.
So digital is a big part of it. When you look at my background's marketing and you look at people say, oh, you've got to spend 10% of your budget to get good marketing reach. Well, we've never spent 10% of our marketing budget. When I started with $5,000, I certainly didn't have 10% to spend on marketing. Digital came in at the right time for us because it was an avenue to reach many people on limited dollars. Now, the mistake that a lot of people have done and do is that they look at how many people they're reaching rather than how many people they're converting. So our digital strategy from day one was all about this emotional engagement.
Yes.
So
you got it from day one.
Correct.
Awesome.
Let's look at
so
Facebook.
Many businesses don't.
Well, because our business ethos has always been
Yep.
consumer first. So if we're looking at being a consumer-oriented organisation, everything's around how do we get our message to the consumer?
Yep.
How does the
What do they
consumer want
Yeah.
to grab that message?
Yep.
So from day one, we knew it was about personality.
Yep.
And the biggest mistake people make with Facebook, and we've all made them, including myself, is that it's about personality.
Yeah.
Facebook is an avenue to show people the personality of your brand, of your company, of yourself.
Totally agree.
And you've got to
Yep.
be careful, therefore, what you put on it and what you don't. And again, we've all made
Yep.
mistakes, including myself, because we forget that it is about the personality of you that
Yep.
people are having that tangible engagement with.
Well, people buy the person behind the brand as well as
course
just
they do.
buying the brand, don't they?
Of course they do. Of course they
Yeah, yeah, okay. So, what importance do you place on digital, I suppose, over traditional marketing?
Look, if you're not
do
playing
you
in
see
this,
them as being separate? Do you?
no,
think
look, they've
they're-
got to work together.
Yes.
And if you're not playing with in the space of digital, you're not playing at all. You're just going to be left behind. The speed is what digital has done. Forget about the reach and everything else. It's the speed of which you can get a message out there. And if you're not playing in digital, then traditional marketing won't get you that speed. However, what you have seen is some amazing companies now that are quite traditional become digital. So I love to use the Goa Billboards as an example, an
Yeah,
exceptional
doing a
company.
great job. Yep.
They're doing fantastic.
Just over the road
That's
here.
exactly, and they weren't left behind.
Yeah.
The team there said, how do we take traditional, billboard marketing
Yeah.
and incorporate digital? And they've done it amazingly well.
Yeah.
So what you've seen is they have to work together.
Yes.
If you work together and you get it right, that's when you get maximum effect.
Which is why I love Tradigital and why I always talk to my clients about Tradigital strategies, because I agree with exactly that. Obviously, traditional is very much mass media,
Yes.
reaching a lot of people, and digital is where you can really convert and measure and engage on a different level.
Correct.
So you guys have over 27,000 fans on
Yep.
Facebook. Obviously, social media has played a part in that growth. How important has that been, and how have you built those followers over the years?
Yeah. Look, brand is something that I lead with. To me, it's all about vision, passion, and then tying it all in with a brand. And if people are emotionally engaged, and you're going to keep hearing me say that if people are emotionally engaged with your brand, they choose you. It's people that choose products. Products don't choose products. It's people that come in and choose. So the moment that you engage with them emotionally, they do it. They choose you. Now, with the digital side and the media side of how we've gone about it is to make sure that we're constantly speaking clearly to our client base. So we have to make sure that we're doing that. Now, the number of likes on a page where you can buy likes.
Yeah.
So there's no point having bought likes from, from a country you don't do business in.
Yeah.
What it does to us, what we measure is the actual engagement of those likes. So how many page clicks? So I posted a selfie video last week of me making a cup of coffee on a traditional lever machine, and it's had over 2,000 views.
Yeah.
Now it had, funny enough, within 24 hours, 1,500 of those views.
Yeah.
So it took 24 hours to get to 1,500,
Yeah.
and it's taken about 4 days to then get the other 500. So that shows us the speed at which people connect, and then how it dilutes after a few days. So the quality and the output of of what you're doing and the message has to be very clear, has to be precise. But people love visual, they love music, they love sounds, they love humour. I mean, let's look at Nonna Paola and that. I mean, that's no different to how I've been brought up, in an Italian household. My father and my mother speak like that.
Yeah.
But the world's finding it funny.
Of
course it is.
People want some comic relief, and they want things that they can actually relate to.
Of course they do. And social media is just being able to bring that. So you're seeing it not just for products, not for services, but for culture. So now you get to see people to spread their culture. And the founder of that page yesterday put a disclosure up, which I thought was quite funny, because he must be getting some backlash where he's put, this is not there to offend Italian migrants, etc., etc. So you see how social media can take you on this roller coaster ride, and you have to be prepared for it either way. So you need a fundamental. You do, and you need a fundamental strategy sitting behind it.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. So in terms of what you're doing from a social perspective, do you do, I know you do post a lot yourself, as you said, but do you have a team of people behind you that manage that for you on a daily basis, or how does that work?
Yeah, look, we start again with our values and our vision and our strategic plan. We have a very strong strategic plan where digital media is one part of that strategy plan. And therefore, everything that's posted is calculated. It's measured against an ROI. There's a real fundamental core message behind the post. So whether it's bringing back people to our website, whether it's taking them to our Facebook, to delve deeper into our other Facebook pages and what we're doing and products, whether it's to spread the message of getting more people to choose Di Bella, or whether it's selling coffee into an office, there's a very, very guided outline and strategic purpose in what we're doing. Because again, the downside of of something that's so good is that you can spread the wrong message very quickly.
That's very, very true. So how do you manage that then from having your team do a certain amount for you and then what you decide to post, and like the video you said you put up?
So marketing looks after our company pages. I look after my personal page. But I've now you'll see that I don't post anything personal or family on my page. So there's no pictures of my children. I will incorporate where I am in the world and what I'm doing. Not too often, so people don't know where I am. Focus. But it's always a business focus. So I use my page. So I accept everybody that likes me, because I use it specifically for business. I don't tell people about my personal life and all that sort of stuff. So whilst there's some posts that might be semi-personal, there's always coming from an inference of business.
There's a balance of business. Okay, cool. So when you're developing or collaborating new products, I know you've got the new espresso martini that you guys have collaborated on. Do you use digital channels as a research tool?
Yeah, correct, Look, espresso martini is the best example of how you can, for us personally, how something's gone viral. Our espresso martini, we have not advertised it anywhere except on Facebook, and the engagement is in the millions. Like the amount of likes and shares and the reach is in the millions, and it's only been 4 short weeks. So
I was going to say, it hasn't been long.
Correct.
That's crazy.
So what we found is that everybody's forwarding. You're onto a winner of a product when people just tag somebody's name. They don't even put a comment, or they write, we need these, and they tag somebody's name. So why am I doing it that way? I'm actually using digital there to be consumer-led. So I'm creating consumer-led demand. So I don't want to go and give the product to every bottle shop in the country, even though that's where I want it. I want to hold off so it's the consumer that is demanding this product.
And going, hey, can we get this product here?
Correct. But we've got the freedom of it. Well, we've got the freedom at the moment because we're the first company to ever do that. It's the only ready-to-drink espresso martini in a can on a shelf. So we've got that leeway of being first to market. But I do want to create, so for argument's sake, the Eaton's Hills Hotel carries it. They were virtually forced into it because of the demand. People
wow.
saying, I'm coming to a function this weekend, I'd love to see the product. They've had it now for 3 weekends and the product's going great guns.
Yeah.
The Jubilee Hotel was the same. They
Yeah.
were getting phone calls from people saying, are you stocking this espresso martini?
Yeah.
So they rang us and they now stock it.
So how does that price point compare then compared to that and an espresso martini
It's
and
much cheaper.
cocktail?
Yeah, so a cocktail will cost you anywhere from $12 to $20.
Yeah.
The can will cost you retail at around, I think it retails between 8 and 12.
Yeah.
But if you're buying it for home, it's carton of 24 for $100.
Yeah.
So it's around
Pretty
$5.
affordable. Yeah.
Well, it's under $5, $5 a can.
Yeah.
Less than.
Love that. So what's been probably one of your biggest digital marketing challenges to date that you've had in the business?
Well, mine was probably the it wasn't so much business, it was mine personally, was the obviously the episode with the origin where you have a brain slip and you forget that your personal page is, you've been using it for business, and you decide to be, hey, I just want to be like all the other Facebook people and comment like a normal person, and mistake accepted. That was my judgment error. Accountability was taken straight away by myself. That no, you've still got to be very disciplined. So the short answer is discipline. I wasn't disciplined in that moment, and got raped over the coals for it, which I accept. But it was the discipline is the answer. You have to stay disciplined at all times.
So it's maybe thinking twice, 2 or 3 times before you actually post something that you might think, will this offend, will this upset, will this...
No, I wouldn't even go beyond that.
No,
not at all. I'm happy to offend anyone in my industry if I think I'm right, and if I'm posting something political, I'm happy to offend them. And if people are offended, that's their problem, not mine.
The easy thing is they unfollow, isn't it?
Correct. However, the Facebook and the State of Origin was a little bit different. It involved bad language and all the rest of it, which is not acceptable. And I mean, you've got to, I call a spade, and in calling a spade, I'll accept accountability when I'm wrong. And that's where I overstepped the mark. The mark was that as soon as you started to bring foul language and obscene language into it, it does offend people, and that was where the line was crossed. Not so much the comments on my opinion of the football, but the way I went about it.
Anyway, everyone has lots of opinions about the football.
Of course. And I mean, in hindsight, like people said, a lot of people said, but that's what anyone else was thinking and that. But again, this is where discipline's got to come in. I sit on boards. I'm in the limelight. I'm respected. I've got a profile, and with that comes that you have to accept that you have to be disciplined, and that was a lack of judgment and a lack of discipline. And that's my advice to people: is be disciplined. Your personal page is your personal page. I don't use mine as a personal page, so don't flip in between them when it suits you. And I haven't ever since.
I think, as you said, it's being clear about that strategy and going, well, how am I actually going to use each of these pages or fan pages, personal pages, whatever it might be, in a certain way, and be disciplined in how you approach that, rather than sort of, I see it all the time where people are sort of using business pages for personal comments and vice versa, and it's getting very mixed, and it confuses you.
Well, you're getting followers.
They just don't know.
Well, you're building followers and you're building a personal brand. And if you're building a personal brand, and then you do something outside that brand. If Louis Vuitton was to turn around tomorrow and start putting fruit and veggies in their windows, people will go, "What's going on?" It doesn't fit. So you've really got to stay on brand and on message in anything you do. And social media, you need to make sure you really stay on brand and message, because as we've seen, the moment that they hit share, it can go viral very quickly.
Okay. So what's been the most effective digital tool that you use, or your digital campaign that you have done since launching Di Bella?
Our new website. So our new website, dibellacoffee.com, we spent 2 years building it. So the guys at Speedwell built ours, the same guys the same guys that started the Domino's pizza, move towards digital. And it's probably been our most expensive move as well. But it's now paying off well, because our digital, the back end of it enables us to talk directly to the right people. So a lot of people go build websites and say, we're playing in digital now. However, our digital...
not true.
Our digital website actually speaks to the right people at the right time. So we're starting to see the benefits of that and the return on the investment.
So you're actually using it as a strategic tool to actually convert more people, rather than just a brochure.
Correct. And what we're doing is we're backing up when we then go post digitally, like on social media, such as Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram. It's actually supporting the movement of people, or the traffic that comes from that to our website. Whereas before we were getting peaks and troughs where people, if you had 1,000 people log on at the same time, you'd be in trouble. So what we've done is we've used our digital to support, obviously, our social.
Love that. So we know that Anyone's a Coffee Drinker is very passionate about their coffee and has a lot to say about their coffee. So what's, I suppose, your strategy for effectively sort of engaging with coffee lovers to convert them to your brand? Obviously, you said it's a very competitive market. There are a lot of Brisbane brands, as well as international brands. How do you differentiate yourself? I know you've got crop to cup.
Yep.
But what other tools are you using? What other things are you doing to really sort of drive conversion from getting them to drink another competitor's brand to be interacting with you guys?
The basic outline is education, not dictation. So we're educating consumers. So if you own a coffee machine at home, you can bring it here at Di Bella, make an appointment free of charge. We'll show you how to use it.
Yep.
Any coffee machine, as long as you can carry it. We'll show you how to use it. We'll show you how to clean it. We'll show you how to get the best out of it.
Yep.
We run master classes for the general public. So most people, wouldn't be used to the terminology cupping, which is what's done out at Origin on the farms when we're sourcing the right coffee.
Yep.
We actually bring that experience into here so that the public can do it. Whether it's coming in and introducing a friend and the free coffee's on us, first coffee's on us, to coming and touring what we do. So from our car park, where you'll see coffee trees, right through where you'll get a cup of coffee to taste from any part of the world. So it is that whole crop to cup, but it's all around education. It's around educating people how to make a better coffee at home, how to get a better flavour, whether it's in their home or office. Everything revolves around education. That's been our most winning formula. Right? Because coffee's objective, but tangibility is not. So stuff like service and all that that's tangible is not subjective. People either have a good experience, and we talk about the ultimate coffee experience, or they have a bad experience.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you handle those bad experiences? If someone has a bad experience with the brand, which I mean, we're all human.
Of course it does.
Things
Happens all the time.
How do you guys deal with that, particularly if it was something that's posted on a Facebook page or that comes through as an email inquiry, like some sort of digital channel? What's the process?
Good question.
How do you guys handle
Well,
that?
the first one is, and it's part of our values, is accountability. So if someone says to us, we just had a coffee out at Sunnybank and it was terrible, the response would straight go out and go, well, on behalf of the barista will apologise because we're dealing
it's not being
with great
defensive
coffee.
and going,
Never defensive. It's taking accountability for it as much as we can without bullshitting to our client. It's to the customer. It's like, well, we'll apologise on behalf of the barista because we know that we deliver fresh coffee every week there. We look after their equipment. But what we'll be doing straight away is sending a trainer out there to make sure that they get some training. Thanks for letting us know. So you're taking accountability, but you're not pissing in someone's pocket. You're not saying, "Oh, sorry. What are you sorry for?" Like, I'm not sorry for that. That's not my barista. But I will apologise on their behalf. And I will acknowledge that you can get a bad cup of coffee any time if the person's not in a good mood. Right? If you tell me the product's burnt or someone, it was black and it was dark and they used stale beans, then that's something else we'll look at. You know?
So obviously acknowledging that they've got a problem and then acting on it is the key thing.
Straight away. And thanks to social media, you can do that quickly. And
there's certainly lots of companies that do that very well, and there's plenty of national brands that do that very badly.
They do. They get defensive. They want to get argumentative. They don't reply at all. They want to get argumentative. Or they get patronising. I've seen some that are quite patronising.
I've experienced that myself. Not good. So obviously there's lots of new technologies coming through constantly, from apps to new technologies that can use behind the scenes to help efficiencies and so forth in business. Obviously, you guys are doing a lot on the front end in terms of websites, social media and presence and so forth. Are there any sort of new digital platforms or tools you guys are looking to use in the back end to help make the business more efficient?
Yeah, some of the stuff we're looking at is paperless. So paperless invoices, statements as well, apps on phones when it comes to ordering coffee, paying bills, cafe finders, finding where you can get coffee. So all these little tools and that can add to the experience. So, pay your bills faster through an app on the phone.
Making everything easier.
That's right. Order. It's all about customer. So we're looking at one at the moment very closely that will help all our wholesale customers with their ordering systems. So it'll be an application that they can order straight off their phone, but not just coffee, but every other product they got. But it's us that are leading that way. We've got some guys that are moving into using iPads for ordering systems instead of waiters or waitresses, or paperless.
That a lot now.
That's exactly right. So we're doing a lot of work around that stuff. As I said before, if you're not playing in digital, you're not playing at all.
I totally agree. So what's next for Di Bella? What's the next big thing on the cards?
Well, I'm still at the helm. I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, and I don't have the pressure financially.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we were running a very profitable business and had to take the opportunity while it was there. We're now part of a great company that allows us to get on and just do what we do best, with the support of obviously a big powerhouse behind us.
Yep.
You know, personally, I'm doing a lot more public speaking in the near future once we settle in with
You've
schools.
done a lot of public speaking.
I have, but I really want to do stuff around the schools and up and coming people and those that struggle, that really don't understand the concept of values and vision.
Yeah.
And that's what we did the book Entrepreneurial Intelligence for.
Awesome.
It was all about getting people that are a bit stuck and in a rut, that not sure what their future lies, and it gives them a format to follow.
Yeah.
You know, and that's been very helpful. That's sold over 14,000 copies. We don't put the bestseller and all that sort of stuff on the front, because that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about helping people's lives, and you know, and you can't mentor everybody, and you can't meet with everybody.
Yeah.
And I love sharing that knowledge of mine. You know, because it then helps me go out and get more knowledge. So that there's this constant
Always
ecosystem.
learning.
Correct. So you know, so I'll keep doing that, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, you know, try and get healthy again, which is another one. You know, get back to the gym and eat healthy and all the rest of it. But
none of us have enough time to do that, do we?
You know,
There's always an excuse.
There's always an excuse, but when you're travelling a lot, it's hard too. But no excuses. I mean, you know, it's time to buckle. So I always talk about your life's in three areas. You've got family, you've got professional, and you've got personal.
Yeah.
And whilst you're focusing on professional, one of the other two are going to have to take a back seat. For a long time, it's me personally. Now I've got that opportunity to really focus in on, you know, on my health and well-being. Yeah, and spend time with the family, which I do, and I have done for the last couple of years, which has been fantastic. So, you know.
Good to hear.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all your success, Phillip. It's been very well deserved. I love talking to entrepreneurs like you that are so passionate about what you do, and that have really paved the way for so many of us who are going through that journey and having those challenges and issues as growing pains like most businesses do. And hopefully anyone that's watching this will be able to sort of take some of that wisdom and some of those insights you shared with us and just go, it's okay, I'm not alone. You know, you've been through it as well as do, you know, most successful entrepreneurs. So thank you very much for taking the time to sitting down and talking to me. And best of luck for the next chapter.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phillip.
Thanks a lot.